Welcome to day 2. Today we're going to work on the basics of picking, also use a metronome for the first time, maybe for some people. But we're going to take it nice and slow and easy, nothing too complex. So grab your guitar, maybe a coffee or a tea. To hold the pick, you'll put it on your fingertip kind of like this, and then you're just going to close off your thumb. You don't want to grip too hard, and you don't want to be so soft that it flies away or spins on you. So the tip of the pick kind of goes like this. You can see how it sticks out right here. I like picks that have a sharper tip to them. It makes it a little bit easier for me to strike the note, that's all. But everybody has their own preferences. For the beginners, you want to keep it nice and simple, just down, up, like this. You don't want to tip, don't twist the pick. Just keep it flat, don't anchor your hand, don't lock it here, don't lock it here, none of this stuff. If you go like this and lock your hand in place, or if you lock it up like this in a weird, unnatural way where you're not letting it move at all, you're making things a lot worse for yourself. And you don't want to do that. You want it to be easy. So don't do the bad thing. You want to keep it nice and normal. That's why you practice slow, because then you could fix. You might say, oh, when I'm actually playing, it's so tough to hit the string the right way. You're going too fast. You have to slow it down and practice perfectly. You can't miss target strings at this speed. Then you just use the tip of the pick. You don't have to go in super deep. What's the lightest you could get away with, where you can still hear the guitar? And then see if you could play it kind of loud. You don't want to touch and then pick. Hear that noise? Isn't so lovely. So you want to actually pick all in one shot like that. So you're going to just go down, up, just like that. Now with the fretting hand, we're going to go 1, 2, 3 notes, just like that, just like yesterday. Same 3 notes, in fact. But this time, we're applying this specific picking. So we're going to go down, up, down, up. Now your brain might have a little bit of a trouble on this note. Well, here's why. When you go down and pick that note and then up on this one and down on this one, our brain's taking a shortcut, and it's going to say this is always a down pick, this one's always an up pick, and that's not good. That's really bad. We want to fix that. So to fix it, we're going to immediately force the brain to not do that. So we're going to go down, up, down, up, down, up. So every time through it reverses your picking order. And guess what? Your brain's going to notice that cycle too, and then it's going to think that's what it's supposed to do all the time. So we're going to have exercises to stop that from happening. So we're going to remove all of the weak associations for your little AI brain there. So if you're a cyborg. So now let's get the metronome going. I'm going to set it for 100 beats per minute. So the first thing you want to do is just pick once per click. So we're going to go down, up, down, up, down, up. Now if this is too quick, what I want you to do is go every other. Like that. Up, down, up. Make sure all your notes sound good. You don't want them to go, you don't want this. You want, when the metronome's counting off like this, you don't want to just hear click, oh God, I hope I'm on time, I hope I'm on time, or oh, I hope I'm on time. None of that. You want 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E. Basically, in your head, you're going to have a pulse. So it's never just click, we're out in the open, click, we're out in the open. So what you want to do is hear 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E. So 4 pulses per click we would call 16ths. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4. And in your brain, you don't have to count, but you should hear. Now, as an exercise, slow down the metronome as slow as you can get it, like 40 beats per minute. See how slow? Now, it'll take me a moment to calibrate my pulse, but 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E. See that? 1E and a 2E and a 3E. 4E. It's hard. It is. So the slower you go, the harder it is. And experts know this, and that's why slower tempos sometimes are a lot harder, because you're way out in the open there. Next up, I'm going to show you how to get more out of a metronome without having to keep fiddling. Nobody wants to keep messing with their metronome and turning it up and down and screwing with the numbers. It's too much time. We have a very limited amount of time for our practice. So what we're going to do is work on subdividing the metronome without touching it. I don't want to speed up the metronome, but I know I could go a little bit quicker. Those are straight eighths. There's your straight triplet, eighth triplets. Alright, so what I'm doing there is instead of changing the tempo of the metronome, I'm changing my subdivisions. So you know how the pulse went? You could either go or triplets. I'm saying when you become more advanced on the guitar, this is a really, really good way to save time. Another trick that I use for a metronome, I don't like a metronome that has a distinct one beat that's louder or a different pitch or a different sound, because what happens is then I feel like I have to wait for that one beat before I can start whatever phrase or exercise loop that I'm doing. I'd rather not have any kind of indication. That way I could just pretend there's a one beat wherever I want. So 1, 2, 3, and I messed up and I went, oh no. 4, 1, 2, so I have to wait for 4 beats to come back in on the one. Instead of that I could go, oh no, I messed up. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, I messed up. 1, 2, 3. Thanks for trusting me with your guitar learning. I'm happy that you're doing such a good job. We're going to make this the year for guitar, 2022. This is your guitar year. You're going to become so great by the end of this. It's going to be totally worth it. And you're going to thank me. And it's going to be awesome. And we'll be friends forever. And you're going to make beautiful music.